Hey everybody, it's Dr. Sloan-Kelly coming to you again from my office. I'm sorry I missed you guys over the past few weeks. I got pneumonia at one point and then I was on a business trip right after. So I'm glad to be back on my latest installment of my medical billing and coding blog. And so if you've had an opportunity to look at your newsletter, you're going to see that I am talking about deductibles this week. And so as always, I have my trusty notes right here so we can just remind me what I need to talk about with you guys today. So I wrote about the number one question that I ask most of my clients when I go into their office, and that is, how much of your revenue actually sits in cash pay? Most people assume that back in the day it was about being uninsured, but you know as well as I know, about 95% of our patient population now is insured. But when you really go look at the numbers, you find out that 25 to 30% of your revenue actually sits in cash pay. One part of that puzzle are deductibles. Almost the majority of the insurance plans out here have deductibles associated with them. So it's important that we know as a practice how to collect those deductibles so that we don't sit out there and have a good chunk of our cash sitting in AR. Okay, so I gave you 4 points today, and so we're going to go over those really quickly, and then you can read the newsletter to get even more in depth. The first point is to verify insurance. Be sure to verify insurance on all patients at least 48 to 72 hours prior to their visit so that if there are any issues, you can address it early on. Does this mean that sometimes you're going to have emergency cases that you can't verify until the day of? Yes, I totally understand that. But for all of your scheduled patients, have the information, verify that insurance, and address any issues before they get in. The next one, collect the deductible up front. So just like there are software programs out there that allow you to verify insurance, there are also software programs out there that allow you to come up with a dummy EOB, or, I like to call it, and this is how I wrote in the newsletter, an EOB estimate, so that you have an idea. Because one of the top questions I'm asked is, okay, fine, but how do we know what to bill? If they have a deductible, how much do we know what to take? There's software programs out there. You can have a set policy around that, but definitely have some type of formulation that allows you to collect the deductible up front. The third point that's important, give time for payment. So if you know that the patient has a month or 2 months prior to the procedure, if it's like an OB case, so you know the patient's not going to deliver for the next 7 months, let them pay overtime prior to the service so that, one, you get your money, but two, it makes it easier on the patient. And then lastly, educate the patient. Let them know that the reason why this is set up this way is because of a contract that they have with their insurer. It's not about you. It's about the insurance plan. Also, let them know, listen, if we find out that we overcharged you or that the EOB comes in saying that you don't have a deductible anymore, that you met it completely, we will refund all of your money to you within 7 to 10 days. It lets the patient feel comfortable knowing that you're not out there trying to keep their money. So I hope you have fun reading the newsletter. I put in another great link to an awesome article that I found on physician's practice, so check that out. Also, if you're not a part of my newsletter, definitely go to my website, www.drsloankelly.com, and make sure you sign up for it there. My email address is dreama, DREAMA, @drsloankelly.com. Well, it's been great talking to you again this week about deductibles, and I will talk to you next week about a new topic. Don't know what that one is yet. I might go into ICD-10. You guys have a fantabulous weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.